Welcome back, Storm Survivors. It's your boy Storm16 here, and today we are going to be doing our very first superhero drawing. Yeah, that's right, we're going to be drawing today, and the very first one, we're going to start out very complicated. I'm a complicated kind of person. I like to, when I first get into something, I like to challenge myself and dive really into it and make it as hard as possible. So today I'm going to be showing you how I draw my pictures, and you're going to notice if you have these items, you may not have these exact items, but all my pictures I copy draw. And what I mean is I find a cool picture I like on Pinterest, or in this case, out of my comic book, and I redraw it. So today I'm going to be redrawing one of my already copy drawed pictures, and we are going to be drawing this Spider-Man photo. Yes, and I know what you're thinking. That it looks so complicated. It's actually not. If you take it piece by piece, it's not that hard. And all we're going to be using to draw this is, and that's one of the things about me, any one of you YouTube viewers can do this at home. My stuff, it doesn't take a bunch of super expensive items. It's what I'm drawing is on plain printer paper, and what I'm drawing with is just a simple little pencil. So enough talking, let's get to the drawing. This is what we're going to be drawing today, and I'm going to set this over here to the side just as actually I'm going to keep it on my lap over here, and we are going to be redrawing this pictures. Now, we're going to start off with the head, and that's the thing about Spider-Man, all my Spider-Man photos that you're going to be able to learn. Once you learn how to draw a Spider-Man head, you're good to go. Because you start with the head, and then everything just forms around the head. So it's very easy to learn to draw a Spider-Man head. So first thing we're going to do is, if I can focus on the head, I want to focus on the actual head there. There we go. We're going to start by drawing the underside of his face. So we're going to choose a point to start, and my point is going to be like right here. And I just draw a dot to remember where my point is. And then we're just going to go down at a curved angle to a certain point and just stop. Then what we're going to do is come back up and around, but we kind of want to give it a little bit of a point on the head. And then we're just going to follow it around like you would, like sort of like an oval. Just like follow it up and around. And I do little tiny bits. You'll notice that with me. I like to do little tiny bits. I like to come up to right about here and just stop. Then I like to come down here, because you'll notice with his eye, if I can kind of show it a little bit better, it kind of has a curve to it. Not like straight oval around, it has a curve to it. So we're going to be trying to make that. So really all you're going to do is go to right here where the eye begins, and then just kind of make a little curve up. And then, it's not much of a curve. And then you're going to start up and around. Boom. And that also helps you make your eye, because what you do is from this point, you're going to make a little, right here at the point, you're just going to, for the eye, you just want to make a little triangle right there in the corner of the eye. Then all you gotta do to finish off the eye is curve out and then back in, and boom, you've got your Spider-Man eye. And what I like to do is, with this, it's sort of complicated. This part's a little complicated. You're supposed to curve and make it go with the head up and out. It's a little bit of a hard eye to do, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. Then you're just going to color in that whole section black. Boom. And then this next part is where it gets a little complicated. I always like to, here's how I like to make my eyes. I like to make a dot right where I'm going to start the eye, and I like to follow it out and make another dot where I'm going to end the eye, or at least for this eye, start making the curve up. I like to dot out my points. Then we're gonna connect that dot with just a curved line, And I kind of made that a little straight. I kind of wanted it a little bit more curved, but that's fine. Then you're just gonna come up and kind of curve it. Then what you're going to do is come back down around, and what I like to do is I like to just sort of follow the face, just like follow around the face, and then you come back up to there. And then boom, we're almost finished with our Spider-Man face. Then all you got to do is, this part is very simple. All you do is start, I like to start here, I like to make the point here, and I like to round it. Just follow the eye, bring it back up, and then boom, there is your Spider-Man eye. Now, it isn't quite as good as our original, but it still is a very good. I think I made this little curve a little too curved. I made it come out a little too far, and I made it too big of a curve, but that's fine. It'll give us a little bit of a difference, you know? I like to alter each of my copy draws. I like to alter it just a little. Then all you do is color in the eye. So I'm going to color in this eye, and then I will come back. Now that we got the eye done, now it's time for making the webbing. And the webbing for Spider-Man for the face is like really easy. It's like got nothing to it. But I'm going to change it up a little bit from this and give it more of a realistic vibe to it. And what I mean by that is, if you've seen any of the real life Spider-Man movies, it's not a round circle. It's sort of like, so what you do is you go up, you make like a curve like you would be making the webbing, and then you curve back down. I'm going to do the same over here. Curve up, and then back down. And then from that point, we're just going to make a line that comes down. Same thing up here. We're going to take that point and we're going to take it up and out. Then we're going to take this and make a curved line that comes up and then back out again. Same thing over here. Up and then back out. Same thing over here. We're going to make it, and this one really, you just got to go out from the eye and then out like that. Boom, we've just about got our webbing done. Make a little line there, and boom. All you gotta do now is take your webbing, and then boom, just follow the eye, follow around the face, and boom. Very easy webbing to do. Then you're gonna start the next line. This is very easy webbing to do. Anyone can do it. And then boom, you've got yourself one heck of a, there you go. Then you got yourself one Spider-Man face done. Now what we gotta do is work on the shoulder. So that's what we're gonna be doing now. So you need to look at it, and if I bring it up closer, I might be able to see it better. Yeah, I'm going to definitely be able to see it better on the camera. If I bring it up close, you can kind of see, if I focus in here, where it kind of splits off right about here. So you're going to want to do that with your same head. So it's right about the top of the eye, that thing, but I kind of made my eye a little bit further, so we're going to start it right about here. Then all you're going to do is kind of make a giant circle. So we're going to focus in on the head over here. I'm going to move this out of the way, and we are going to make a giant circle around to the top of the head. Boom! There's the first part of the shoulder done. Then we're going to take our thing, because his arm sort of goes that way. So we're going to go like this. Let's see. We're going to go right here, and we're going to go up and over. Up and over. Then, so that's this first part of the muscle. Then we're going to go up, around, and my fist is sort of going to run off the page. I sort of made my Spider-Man very high on the page and made my head very big. So that's fine. It can run off the page. That's not a big deal. Then what we're going to do is, let's see, how do I do this? This is where it gets kind of complicated. Let me pull my, I'm going to put my thing up there so you can see a little bit better. This is where it's a little bit complicated because you got to make the fist hang on to the web. So what I'm going to do is sort of kind of curve it outwards, and then we're going to make the finger. And I like making my fist like this. Like I said, it's going to run off the page. It's going to run off the page a little bit here. And forgive me, my fists have never been that good. And see it running off the page for me a little bit. All we're going to do is kind of curve this up and out, kind of give the impression of a little thumb over there, and boom, we have our fist done. Then we're going to come back down to our, looks like our second finger, but yeah, our second finger. We're going to curve down and then back out again, and then kind of come straight down at an angle here, and then I'm going to give this a little bit more of a cartoony vibe, and I'm going to like give it a really nice bend in the elbow, like so. Then it's going to come back out, back in, and then it's going, now right here is we need to make the start of the chest. So what we need to do is right here, we need to start curving it out, and then at just one point come back in towards the thing, and then right here it needs to connect to the arm. So we're going to make a little curve up, and then this is going to curve right back down into it. And then boom, we have the first arm. Now I know it don't look very good right this second, but trust me, it's going to look a lot better when we add in all the details, the shadowing, and all that. Now, since we've got this done, maybe, yeah, so what we'll do now is before we actually move on to the next arm and legs, we are actually going to add the shadowing to make it look a little better right now. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to zoom in, kind of show you what I'm doing a little bit better. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to do, now keep in mind, this is going to be way smaller than what I'm showing right now because I zoomed in. But what we're going to, I just did that to show you. What we're going to kind of do is we're going to start here, and we're going to do a little curve. Then we're going to come back up and then go back out like this. Then we're going to point it, make it into like a little triangle. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to come back down, split back up, back down again. Then we're going to go a small little bump and then back into the thing. And then what we're going to do is from this point, we're going to make a straight line, straight line, straight line again, and then we're going to make one more straight line coming out like this. So it's kind of curved. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add our webbing, because this right here is a webbing area. And like just like that, no problem at it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to step over here and make our dark areas. Now down here you'll notice that this sort of comes out like this. What we're going to do is we are actually going to take this and actually curve it into there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and go down all the way to the face. Reason being is because this entire area is going to be plain black. I'll show you. We'll explain more about that when we go to coloring it in. But now what we're going to do is we are going to make the shadowing in here, which is very easy actually. All you got to do is first off make a little zigzag ball. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You just make a bunch of, like, almost looks like a star when you're done. Boom. Then you're going to go over here to this. You're going to go down. You're going to go back out, back in, curve it up, back out again like this, and then you can come back in towards your little point over here, and I need to make that more of a point. Then you're going to curve back out and into the arm. And then this whole area right here outside of the star is going to be black. Then you're going to want to come over here, and I'll move the thing with me. You're going to want to come over here and make a straight line coming up to right about here. You're going to want to follow that, and this right here inside here is going to be black. Then you're going to follow this up to the arm, and you're going to take this down, and you're going to connect it into here. All right. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring this down like so. And then you're going to bring that back around into here. Simple. Then what you're going to do, what you're going to want to do is come all the way up here, make a very thin line, kind of grow it out, and then go back up. Then, for more detail, what I like to do is I like to go down, up, that's a little too much up, and then like this. And this is making like where his glove comes off. And there we have it. Now if I zoom out to right about there, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to time lapse and I'm going to color all this in. Okay, one thing I noticed we forgot to do before we started like shading in our character is up here we forgot to draw the webs on his little arm. So we're going to do that now. And it's very easy. All we're going to do is like make two lines, and then we're going to make the webbing, which is very easy. Like it's basically like a U in between each line. That's all you're doing is a U in between each line, and then boom, there you have your webbing. Now we're going to color, and something else we got to do is we got to make the webbing on his fingers. That's a big part of his costume is the webbing, you know, otherwise he wouldn't be called Spider-Man, you know? Webbing is a big part of that costume. Now we're going to color in his thing. Now, one thing you'll notice is when I was shading, I was doing this for the dark areas, like using the point. Then for the lighter areas, I went to using the side of my pencil. And for the webbing, all I do is I don't even press down. I don't even press down. I just lightly glaze it, and then that gives it a light shade. And then for the blue areas of his suit, I press down harder, but not too hard. We don't want to get it mixed in with the black. And there you have it, YouTube viewers. There is the first part of our Spider-Man. This is going to be part 1. For part 2, we are going to do the legs. And then for part 2, we'll finish the other arm. Because the other arm to the picture, there's a lot going on there. You got to make the whole back for him. You got to make his whole back. You got to do the arm and then the webbing. So for part 2, we are going to do his arm, the webbing, and the shading, of course. But that's going to end it for part 1 of the Spider-Man drawing session.